Hi everybody, my name is Navitz and today I'm going to give you an in-depth guide on how to set up your hotkeys in Dota 2. I'm a Dota 2 streamer myself, I play regularly, and you can follow me on twitch.tv/Navitz. So let's hop into this and let's take a look at the hotkeys that we have up right now. So I have the hotkey page open, and first thing you will notice that is a little bit different than most normal hotkey configurations is that it says Alt Q, Alt W, Alt E, Alt F, Alt G, Alt R. Why do I have Alt here? Because I am using Quickcast. Now, as you can see, Quickcast is available right here in the abilities configuration options. You can set your default hotkeys to be used as Quickcast hotkeys instead. So you see what normally would be cast is where I have my Quickcast settings set. So Q, W, E, F, G, and R are set up for my Quickcast options. Autocast is stuff like Drow Rangers, Frost Arrow, Huskars, Burning Spears, things that need to be turned on for autocast. You can set any hotkey to this, or you can set it individually for a specific hero. And then cast is Alt Q, Alt W, as I was saying before. Now, how does Quickcast work and what other settings do we need to think about for Quickcast? Quickcast means that the second you press a button, it instantly casts the spell. Quickcast is also available, if you take a look right here, on your items. So we need to take a quick look and see which couple things you need to enable for Quickcast to work a little bit better. Quickcast on key down, this you want to enable because it means that it will launch your Quickcast key spell the second you press your key down instead of waiting for you to lift your key off your keyboard. This is important. And enable advanced Quickcast autocast hotkey. I know I'm kind of on top of it here, sorry about that. But enable advanced Quickcast autocast hotkeys. That lets you set the Quickcast and autocast abilities for item hotkeys, and that's this right here. So to show off Quickcast, I have one of the best heroes to show it off with, and that's Skywrath Mage, because he can cast all 4 spells basically instantaneously. So I'm going to show how it works regularly with regular cast. Normally you would click your button, which would be Q. You see how it says Alt Q here? Normally this says Q. I'm going to left click Alt Q. This is what it normally does. You can see your range. This is a range indicator, by the way. This green light, it's a range indicator showing you how far your spell's range goes. So you can see your range, you click on your target, and boom, there you go. That's your attack. Now with Quickcast, you just highlight over your target. I'm putting my other hand over here and pressing Q, and instantly casts my spell. So instead of having to cast all 4 of these spells at the same time, instead of having to press Q click, W click, E click, R click, I can just press Q, W, E, R all at the same time while clicking on this unit. So do, and damn. Now, the same way we have Quickcast set up for our spells, we can have Quickcast set up for our items. We have already enabled that. Again, it was over here, enable advanced autocast Quickcast hotkeys, and that is over here, Quickcast, and my items are set. I will go over why I use ASD XD shortly, but just to go over what Quickcast does with your items, we're going to go through a little combination with Skywrath Mage right here. So normally this combination is going to use 4 spells. It's going to blink me forward. I am going to use my Rod of Atos. I'm going to use my Ethereal Blade. I'm going to press QWER, and I'm going to basically do a ton of damage to this dummy target. So I'm going to jump, douched, SAQWER. So now you'll notice that I used all of my spells here and all of my items. These are all on cooldown. Arcane Bolts is cooled off. You can see right here that by using Quickcast, I have just saved myself 7 clicks. That's blink click, so that would normally be D click, S click, A click, Q click, W click, E click, R click. Instead, it was just DASQWER. Now, I know this sounds like I'm just reading the alphabet to you, but it's important to think about how much time I'm saving with these clicks. And that's enough about Quickcast. I think you guys get the point. It's pretty awesome. It saves you some clicks. Cool. Moving on, let's go ahead and talk about the rest of my configurations, how I use them, why I do some certain things. So I have actually changed something that's pretty significant for most people. In my item setup, I use A and S as hotkeys, and I have changed my attack move modifier and my stop modifier. So my attack move is actually T, and my Stop move which is cancel current action, which is over here, is Z. Now I do this so I can have my keyboard go down sort of like a pyramid. I have QWE, and then directly underneath it I have ASD, and then directly underneath that I have mouse 4. I have one item on my item keypad using my mouse. I don't like to use more than one item on my mouse, and then I have X and C and V. Some heroes in the game have summons that you need to be able to control. Some of them have secondary versions of themselves as ultimate. I'm thinking of Arc Warden specifically. And some of them have buy items that let them control additional units. So how do we control multiple units in the game of Dota 2, and what hotkey configurations do we need? Up here, right above my head, is the control groups. You can see right here that the next unit you have in your control group, I have it set to tab. This is important. Next unit is set to tab, and then I have control groups 1, 2, 3, and 4 set to hotkeys 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I know some people like to set 1, 2, 3, and 4 as their items. I'm personally not a fan because I come from an RTS background, and 1, 2, 3, and 4 are reserved for control groups, and it's blasphemy to do anything else, but that's okay, I forgive you. So these are reserved for control groups, and I'll show you how we can use those in a second, and I'll show you what else we use. We use these unit actions right here. F1 is set to select your hero. Oh, well, that's what I have it set to. I set F2 to select all controlled units, and in advanced hotkeys, this one's very important, select all other units. This is F3. Now, learning how to use these three is pretty important because you will be able to very easily control large groups of units if you just use those three hotkeys, and it's actually quite simple once you learn how to do it. So let's get into it right away. And what better way to demo multiple control units than with one of my favorite heroes, Nature's Prophet. So check it out. This is the hotkey configuration I was telling you about. I will tell you exactly what I'm doing and what I'm pressing. F1, that is my hero. F2, that is my hero and my 2 Treants. F3, my Treants go this way. Do you know how easy it is to win a lane as Nature's Prophet if you just press F3, send the Treants to attack the support, you back up, and you just throw in a shot here and there. Back up, don't take a lot of damage, and just micro your Treants around. Oh, is he running under tower and you don't want your Treants to follow him? Just press F3, bring them back here. You don't even have to look at your Treants because you know the different, or you know that once they get out of vision, you can just send them back by pressing F3, selecting all of your other units and bringing them back to you. Now let's bring ourselves here. Let's buy a Helm of the Dominator fast. Let's go over here and let's take over this unit. And now I have all of these units in my control. You see I press F2 right now. You can see my control group at the bottom left right here. I have my Nature's Prophet. If I press tab, remember that tab is right here, my next unit in my control groups. If I press tab, I can cycle through them. Let's summon some more trees quickly. I'll summon one more or two more. Let's summon some more trees quickly. I've got these two. I press tab, I can cycle through them. So cycling through them lets you use the different spells on the different units that are here. So if I did take over something with a spell, I could press tab and cycle to it, and now I can press F2 and send all my units somewhere. Or if I want to send these guys to a tower, I can just right click them on a tower that's non-existent. If there was a tower there, I could right click them, they could go do their thing, and I could go teleport to the other side of the map and do whatever I want to. So that's how you set up your hotkey configurations. That's how you use tab to cycle through. And let's see how else we can use tab when heroes have multiple spells or when there's multiple heroes like Meepo. So Meepo is another really good showcase of our F1 selecting our hero, F3 selecting all other heroes or all other units. So these are the Meepos, the clones of Meepo, and F2 would be to select all of them, and I can move them together as one group of units. Now how tab works, let's take a look. And by the way, this is another usage of Quickcast. This would not be so easy if you didn't have Quickcast, this combination I'm about to do. So what we're going to do is I'm not going to show you the blink poof. I've shown you the blink poof thing in another video. I'm just going to do the combination. So you're going to use tab to cycle through the Meepos. Notice that there's 4 down here. Every time I press tab, it goes through a different one. I'm going to use the poof spell 4 times as I go over here, and we're going to poof on all of these creeps. So W tab, W tab, W tab, W tab 4 times is going to cast this 4 times on all of these Meepos. W tab, W tab, W tab, W tab, and boom, they got casted. And now I press F1 and I can go forward. You use this, you can use control groups with Meepo as well to break his Meepos up into different segments. So if I want to put these two in a control group, how do I use control groups? Well, I guess this is the control group section. Meepo's the perfect hero actually to talk about control groups. No, he's not. Arc Warden is, and let me tell you why. Because Arc Warden has a Tempest double and buys items like Manta Style and Necro Book to split push lanes frequently and often. First, let's talk about how we use Arc Warden, how we use the tabbing functionality I just showed you with Meepo with Arc Warden. So the same thing that I showed you applies, except for this time we're going to do it a little bit different. See this dummy target? I'm going to flux him. Once I flux him, if this was a regular unit, it slows them by 50% movement slow. So if you get this off on someone, then you get your Tempest double out. You can press your F2 hotkey, which again, remember, selects all of your units and have them both start hitting him. And then from F2, you can start tabbing through your Tempest doubles and casting all of your spells while continuously attacking this unit. Check this out. So Q, R, F2, have them both attack, and now look at my cooldown on Flux for this unit, and my E, I'll drop a Spark Wraith, and now I'll press tab, Q, E, I'll press tab and go back here and make sure they're both attacking, and I can just keep tabbing through these units and casting the spells between both my Arc Wardens. So that's really cool, but this only works if you have not used your Manta or your Necromonicon. So what happens if we try to use a Manta, for example, with Tempest Illusion or with Tempest Double? I'll just show you really quick. I press A and I press R, and now I select all my units with my select all units button, and it will select my my Arc Warden. Now my second unit will be my Manta, but now when I tab again, I am going to start trying to cast spells with these illusions, and I can't do that. So I need a way to select this illusion instantly, and I can put this illusion, this Tempest double, instantly, and I'm going to do that by putting him in his own control group. Now I'm going to show you how to set control groups and how to put units into their own control groups. So it's very simple. To set a control group, I will summon some units. Let's say I've got these units. I'm going to put these guys in control group 1 and this guy in control group 2 by himself. So I'll press control and 2 to put him in his own control group, and I'll press control and 1 to put the Arc Warden and this this warrior in his group. So you can see that I'm pressing 1 and 2 to move these guys in their own groups individually. If I press F3, it will select them all again, and I can move them all at once. But that's how I just use control groups. Now your control groups stay even if your units expire. So this is true for Phantom Lancer. It's true for Juggernaut's Healing Ward. Like if you set a control group to control group 2 for Juggernaut's Healing Ward, every time you put down Juggernaut's Healing Ward, you can press 2 to have access to that Healing Ward. So the same thing with me. If I set my Tempest double, and let's say I set this to 3, refresh all my spells, cast another Tempest double, he'll be available on hotkey 3 instantly. So let's see how these control groups would be applicable in a game. On Arc Warden, I would cast Tempest double, I would grab him, which I've done with my hotkey selection. I would send him over here to another area of the map. I'd press Shift S and D, which would cast his Necro Book. I actually have to cast this manually. Cast his Manta. I would select these units. I could select them all by pressing F3. To select all units aside from my Arc Warden. I could put them in a control group and just send them forward. So by pressing control and 2, I put them in a control group, and I could send them forward into another part of the map. Or I could split them up. I could put these guys in one control group, and I could put the other guy that died in control group 2, and I can send them to different areas. So you can cover multiple parts of the map. You might want to send your Necro minions. If I have my Necro minions, I might want to put them in control group 2 and just send them around the map to D-ward, because level 3 Necro Book, this guy has True Sight. I forget which one of these things. Yeah, there we go. True Sight on the warrior. So if you send these guys around the map in their own control group, which I have set to 2 right now, you can go ahead and find a bunch of wards. So that's how you can control these units. You can continue controlling your Arc Warden. You can get a Tempest. You can still control him. He can be here. You can go over here to these guys. I can send this guy over here. I can do this. I can put these guys up in control group 1. I can attack here. I'm still back here. I'm here. Oh, and then I'm here middle. And that's how you can use hotkeys to be all around the map. Now, how am I focusing on all of these? You double click. I don't know if I've said that yet, but if I double click F1, or if I double click F2, or if I double click my control group that these guys are set in, it will bring me to the position of these units in the control group. I should have said that a lot earlier. Apologies, but we got to it. So that is how you can use control groups to send units to multiple parts of the map. Okay, that's enough. Let's wrap up this video and bring us back to the basics, back to the hotkey screen, and talk about our final couple of things. You need an item or a key to select your courier, and one to have your courier deliver your items to you. You can go ahead and select any keys that you like, preferably 2 that are next to each other. I select 5 and 6. 5 whenever I need to select the courier, 6 to have him bring stuff to me. And purchased quick buy. This is the stuff that you put in your inventory slots for items, so you can buy out before you die. You do want to set this. I have mine set to B. You probably would like to have a voice team chat button. I have tilde, which is right next to the button number 1. This is really useful for voice communication, like saying, yo, let's go kill this guy, Centaur, or hey man, I want to make a play with you, let's be friends. Not to flame or do any of that stuff. To advance hotkeys, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at a couple other things. Directional move we won't get into, but if you want to play with it, and the regular move, this is okay, so directional move is if you want to face a direction and move that way until you hit something. You won't path around it, you'll just stop. So you can use this to set up Marana arrows. Move is just to follow along with a unit that you move on, so you can use this on Juggernaut. This is really useful actually when you're spinning with Juggernaut. If you use your move command and you move on the unit, no matter how much they juke, they won't be able to out juke you. So this is a very good ability to use on Juggernaut. Upgrading talons, mine is set to 7 because that's what I have it as right now. It used to be set as something else, but then I had to rearrange my hotkeys a little bit, so it is at 7 right now. It used to be space, but space is now my open shop button. F6 is to take my stash items, and I have P set to purchase sticky, which purchases a town portal scroll. And if I need to activate my my courier shield, I notice my courier is in trouble, I can just press F8 really quickly. And the last 3 settings I'm going to show you are right here in the interface. The most basic ones: the camera grip, the scoreboard, and the pause functionality. Camera grip allows you to move your camera by dragging the screen instead of edge panning. So if you don't know what camera grip is, set that and give it a shot. Scoreboard lets you see the scoreboard in the current game. And pause, the most important function of the game, is to pause. Do that when your friends get disconnected, so hopefully they have a chance to reconnect, come back, and help you win the game. Guys, I want to take this time to switch to this scene and thank all of you for checking out my video. My name is Navitz. I play Dota on twitch.tv/Navitz. If I missed something or was wrong about something, or you just want to talk about something, or you have a suggestion, comment, or something like that, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. If you like the video, please give it a like, and if you want to see more like it, please subscribe.